Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about another important topic that not only have I discussed with people in my circle, but just something that I want to share with you. And it's going to be a little bit about, I'm going to touch a little bit on something that I saw, my response to that, my reaction to that, and how I feel that correlates or ties in line with me. Like I said, a lot of the experiences I'm going to use will be my own personal experience. If you've ever want to share yours, the section below is always open to you. Leave a comment, drop a line. I'm all for it. So I was watching the Black is King video the other day that Beyonce did, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of emotion. So I cried. Right, I cried. I laughed. I rejoiced. I felt proud. I felt honored. And I cried because I feel like this is how I've viewed my ex. My ex is, but I'm gonna stick to the more recent one for now. This is how I viewed my ex. I try to elevate him, put him on a pedestal. Basically, I try to make him my king, and I thought I treated him as such. And I saw the video, but I listened to the words and the things that Beyonce was saying in those words. I'm not gonna lie, it's powerful. It's a powerful video. The lyrics is very powerful because a lot of the times I do feel like black men, they don't really know their power. They don't really know their power and they're not stepping into their roles yet. They are, as she said, you're born, you're a king already. They don't even understand that. They don't even understand what it means. Even listening to it, they will hear the words and hear the lyrics, but they won't fully understand what it means. And my response to that is this: there are so many women out here, not that she was saying that we're not, but there are so many women out here who sees their men in that light that she sees hers, and we try to breathe life into our men. That's how I feel. I am. I can't speak for anybody else, but I've tried to breathe life into my man. Let him know that, listen, babe, I got you up here because I know your greatness, I know your worth, I know your value, and I'm gonna place you up here. But what I'm starting to realize from having many intelligent and just fulfilling conversations with my sister, that's great. That's great to be able to do. But at the end of the day, you can't just do that for and to anyone. And a lot of the times women, we give our power, we give that power, that title to people who do not deserve it. And once again, I can only use my experience. And this is me. I'm just gonna be raw with some things that, because I know my errors in relationship. I can always admit mine. I can always point out my flaws. I don't have a problem with it. You understand? But what I've learned about myself is I'm a giver. I've always been this way. I'm a giver. I'm a lover. I love love. I think love is going to be the death of me. Um, but I'm starting to understand that I really can't give my love, my affection, to anybody. So I'm gonna just go through maybe a few of my past, more recent relationships throughout the years. Now they're not relationships that happen a month after each other, of course, but it's just my past few relationships, and I'll start with the bottom. I'm not going to start with younger things because when you're young, you do young things, and when you don't understand, when you lack understanding, you act based on that lack of understanding. But I'm gonna start with my ex-husband, my first ex-husband. Um, this is a man I married him when I was about 18, 19 years old, and this is a person where I went through so much with him, even while we were dating. And granted, like I said, when you're young, you do young things and you don't understand. I used to be there outside in the hallway while this man is inside sleeping with other women. And it became to a point where I was so ride or die for him. I put him on such a pedestal. I was willing to sacrifice for him. I was at my worst in relationships and at my best when I'm single. So here I am living a lifestyle I've never lived before. um him and his mom and I got into some things because his mom was doing things that was just not cool, and she kicked us out and whatever. And I'm on the train traveling from Queens to Brooklyn with a shopping cart, and you can tell me nothing. We picked up that shopping cart off the floor. I had all my belongings in there. We were on that train, and you couldn't tell me nothing. I saw God in that man's eyes. That's embarrassing now that I look at it. Like, I was on the train with a shopping cart like I was a bum for you. The same man that will put me outside the door so he can bring the other women in. The same man that put his hands on me. I used to have to stay in the house while he was at work, and if I dare come outside, it was a problem. The same man that moved to Brooklyn with me in my mother's house and put his hands on me in front of my mom. The same man that started to sleep with and deal with chicks on my block and embarrass me. The same man, that same man I was sitting there like a crackhead for. You understand? Walking on the street with a shopping cart like I'm crazy. I gave him so much respect and he gave me nothing in return, and he didn't even do anything to earn it. Fast forward now, I'm in another relationship with my second ex-husband, and this dude is like not deserving. You understand? Once again, I'm giving that kingship, that title to somebody. This man, like I said, I was at my worst in these relationships and at my best while I was single. Now, with him, it was the worst experience of my life. And to this day, I can't even understand why I did it. You understand? I'm here with him. I'm pregnant. I come back, turn around in my maybe 7th month of pregnancy. This man is gone. Where is he? I asked to his cousin, because that's who we were living with. His wife came and got him. I'm surprised. I'm like, what is wife when I'm engaged to this man? I'm giving him the kingship and the power and basically you lead and I never said that physically, but I'm showing him that if he leads, I follow, and I did that. I left my mother's house, the security of my mother's house, to be with this man, and only ended up experiencing that. And then, not only that, throughout our whole marriage, I was homeless. We were sleeping on school desks for my kids. Like, I was watching my kids sleep because I couldn't sleep because we were in abandoned school building that we were placed in. We went to PATH, the shelter in the Bronx. Like, I had to watch them give us paper bags like we were dirt. Like, I went through so much with my kids. Ended up in a shelter, a really nice shelter, but this dude kept disappearing, and every time he disappeared, he stole taxes, he took taxes, disappeared. Like, giving people my king, the title that they don't deserve. And to this day, years later, he is every year this man tortures me and my kids with court and court and court. A man that did not deserve it. I literally looked at this man like he was God. If he opened his mouth, I breathed the air he breathed. You understand? Anything he wanted to do, he moved us away. He kept trying to move me away from my family. I couldn't even have friends. The minute I tried to hang out with a person, I was a lesbian now. Trying to hang out with my homegirl, I'm a lesbian now. I'm going to a basketball game, I'm a whore because I want to watch men sweat. Like, giving title to men who don't deserve it is not what that video was about. You understand? And then fast forward now, I'm in a different relationship. This person, him and I are engaged to be married. And every time he kept switching the dates, switching the dates, switching the dates, because the selfishness of men is this. I'm in a nice apartment, 3 bedroom. I have my kids. At this point now, I have 3 kids. I'm with my kids. He lives by himself in a room in Long Island. I'm in Brooklyn. He wants me to give up my 3 bedroom security for my kids to go and stay with him in a room. And because I did not say yes, he was indecisive. Anything somebody said about me, he accepted. He did not stood up for me. He did not protect me. He did not. But anything he say, I will do. Anything he say, I will do. If he wanted to hang out, we hang out. And when we made a mistake that was supposed to harm us spiritually, he turned around and threw me under the bus and then made everybody believe I was some kind of harlot. Literally, like the biblical character where she's like, you're lying in wait to devour and destroy him. He literally flipped it like I was a heathen because he was never the person that I should have given my kingship, that kingship to. That he should have never gotten that place in my life. And then now I moved, a few years back, all the way across the world or whatever. And I'm here in another relationship with someone who, and ladies and gentlemen, please do not accept somebody else's recommendation of a man for you, because especially if they work with them, they only know their work relationship. They know nothing about any other personal relationships. I have my thing. I'm so mad. My beautiful flowers. Yeah. So here I am now in this relationship with this dude, and giving him my kingship once again, because once again I'm a giver, right? So I'm paying for 99.99% of our meals every time we go out. Most of the time, 99.99%, I'm paying for that. He even got out of his face and asked me for money to do home repairs. I'm sitting here. I met you in your mother's house. Matter of fact, when I went to his house the first time, he was in his room. His room had fucking, excuse my language. Oh my God, my language. He had posters on his wall like we were still 2 years old, and this was about a year or two ago. He had posters on his wall like we were still in freaking junior high school and stuff. Bob Marley posters, like I love me some Bob Marley. I'm Jamaican, everybody knows that. But the thing is, like, his room reflected a person that is a child. To a point where I started to really open my eyes, because women, we get into that little bubble with these men and we don't see nothing. But I started to see this dude would sit on his bed. His mama will come in. She'll make him breakfast. She'll pack his lunch. Like, this was a child. But I, being the giver, and this is why also we need to work on ourselves as women. Whatever our insecurities is, this is allowing us to accept certain things. We got to find that. We got to get to the root of it, because there is a reason why we're doing this. There has to be an insecurity complex somewhere, somehow, why we accepting it. So back to this dude. He's sitting on the bed. His mama's coming in making food. And the first mistake he did that I saw that I didn't even check, when his mama brought him food and she didn't bring me, he didn't say nothing. To me, he should have said, Mom, but Latoya is here. She spent the night. Why didn't you make her a plate? But at that time, like I said, when you're in that little love bubble and you all in that beginning phase and you all, oh my gosh, and I love this dude and blah, 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 you miss all of that. Now, he, like I said, he don't come out of pocket. He don't come out of pocket. I even went as far as getting a credit card and adding this fool to it, because I wanted him to build his credit. He's talking about he hates his job and his job is this. And I'm sitting here researching. Let me get your resume. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this, to the point of even calling this man my king. What did you do to earn that kingship? What did you do to earn this kingship? What did you do? Nothing. You understand? And now, fast forward to the person, my person, the one that I just left, that we just broke up, that I was, initially talking about. This dude, 6'2", 200 pounds, 100. I don't care how his weight is, but that's a figure right there. That's a big ass man. You're not invisible. You understand? So when I met him, I'm like, a man this big, of this stature, you should be destined for greatness. So I'm sitting here. I asked you, that's the first thing I asked you as a woman. What is your desires? What is your goals? Because I want to know how we can start getting you, and not just because you're my man, because I'll do that for a friend. I'll do that for anybody. I'm all in for helping you accomplish your goals, because I'm going to tell you a little bit about my accomplishments that I've done by myself with help of, no, I've done it, but I've had help from very important people, and I'll explain that. But here I am giving this dude that kingship once again, babe, my king, my this, and he's not doing anything in return to deserve. Now, he did a lot more. He paid, we equally paid. Sometimes me and him is like pushing each other for the check. So I give him that. You understand? But after a while, because of his own trauma, his own insecurities, his own situations, he stopped giving me what I needed, and simple things that I needed that was non-negotiable, like affection, holding my hands, kissing me, letting me know I was beautiful. He stopped doing that, but I was still giving him everything, giving him this. Babe, let's do this, babe, let's do this, let's do that. Like, giving away the kingship title to people who don't deserve it. And it's a shame, man. It's a shame, man, because women out here are willing to look at you in that light. Women out there, we see the potential in our black men. We see the greatness in our black men, and we do apply it. We try. But then you guys will dog us out for the next little bird that walks on the street. And that's when women like myself becomes tired. Becomes tired, because how many more men am I going to give this title and this privilege and this honor, and they shit on it. And excuse my language, and they crap on it. How many more men do I got to give this title to, and they crap on it? But here's the thing. I'm not going to let you stop making me stop. I'm not going to allow you, excuse me, to allow me to change from who I am. So I'm going to give that kingship, that title, to the next person. But the difference is, I'm going to make sure you earned it first. You understand? And even then, sometimes they earn it in the beginning, and then they shoot that crap to the head. Like, my thing is this. I heard the words of that song. And I felt the pain of every word she said because I've been that type of person. I viewed men in that light. And I've been hurt. I've been raped 4 times. I've gotten my ass whooped so many times by men. I've literally been cheated on in every relationship I've been in because I'm so quiet and I'm so docile and I'm so peaceful. I always want to make it work. I don't have a disposable attitude to anything. So I always try to make it work, even when you've done me wrong. Even when my first husband did what he did, I literally tried to beg this dude to stay. My second husband, he literally cheated and had a whole baby on me while I was married, and I still found myself begging him to stay because I literally feel like anything can be worked on and fixed. But once again, this is where I needed to reevaluate myself, which I've been doing the past few weeks here, and learning that I may have some insecurity complex about myself because of my traumas. So because of my traumas and my situations, and once again, something that I just mentioned that I haven't been dealing with, I'm sitting here accepting crap from people, diminishing, because what I don't want to do is give you the title of king and take away my title as queen, which is what I've been doing this whole time in all these relationships. I'm putting you up on a pedestal and pushing myself deeper into the ground. I'm taking away my worth and my value to place value and worth on you, and you don't deserve it. And you don't deserve it. And that's what I need women to understand and men to understand just as equally. Women, we need to understand that we are black queens. Look at me, like I'm a beautiful person. I'm 35 years old. I bought my first house at 33. I have 3 kids. I'm taking good care of my kids. My kids look good. They are intelligent as heck. As heck. I mean, anybody that knows me knows my kids are intelligent. You understand? And I'm always giving. Even of the little resources that I have left, I'm always giving. You can always call me to babysit. You can always call me to listen. You can always call me to hang out. That's the type of person I am. If you need support, I'm there. How many women can say that they can do what I'm doing and single? I started school. I'm trying to do my right now. I'm trying to switch, so I'm not in my college class right now because we are trying to finish my application. But I'm switching from my forensic psychology, which I started, to engineering, electrical engineering. Like I'm doing my damn thing by myself as a young black woman. I'm a young black woman, and I'm a black woman with my third. I have a 13-year-old. My daughter's 13. My son is 10, and my daughter is 11. You understand? So I've had my kids at a young age, but I was still able to accomplish a lot with them by myself. And everything that I accomplish now, being in school, buying my own house, having my own car, I did that while I was single. I was not tied to a man when I did that. Because when I was tied to a man, when I was tied to the kings of this world that we're trying to give these titles to, I was homeless. I was walking around here with a shopping cart like I was a homeless crackhead person. And I act like a crackhead for them, like a fiend, trying to be all up in your space, trying to be all up in your face, trying to do this, trying to do this, trying to help you, running around here like a crazy person with my head chopped off, trying to better you while I wasn't being bettered. While you weren't pouring life into me, I was pouring my water into you. You were overflowing with love, overflowing with support, overflowing with trust. And I was sitting here. As a matter of fact, the way I look now, I didn't even look when I was married. I looked like I was toe up. I looked like I was not being taken care of. Women and men, when men get in relationships, you can always tell when a man is in a relationship, right? Because he might be fat, he might look healthy. You can tell that a woman's taking care of him. But if you ain't taking care of me and I'm walking out here looking like a crackhead, that's a problem. You understand? I didn't step into my beauty, into my greatness until I was single. And that's a damn shame. Because with all the men that I've been with, that I try to give the greatness to, you will think, and the worst part is, they're still not doing nothing with themselves. They're still, my ex-husband's, as a matter of fact, my first ex-husband, at one point, I even thought he was a fucking crackhead, excuse my language, because he started messing with some chick, and she was on drugs, and when I saw him, I was like, I could not even believe that was the same man that I was with, period. My second husband, I don't know nothing about him because I don't even care. He's trying to ruin my kid's life. I ain't got no time for that. But the third person I mentioned, like this dude looks like Now I can step out the side of the box and say, like, he looks ugly. And I didn't think that, because I don't go on looks. I went on what I thought was your personality, what you pretended to show me. You understand? And my person, like the one that I just left, that freaking almost ruined me. You a big dude, like, like, you're a big dude, and like, if you saw me and you saw him, you will think he would appreciate the type of person. And I don't care too much for looks. I don't, like I said, I don't have anything that any other woman don't have. But at the end of the day, women, we need to also understand our beauty. We need to understand our minds, and we need to understand our place value. Everything has a place value. We need to learn ours, because if not, I say this, and I always say this, and even though I say it, I haven't been living by it. But if I'm gonna abdicate my role as mom and dad, as queen and king, as this castle, of that castle behind me, then you from now on have to be worth it, deserving of it. And I'm no longer gonna wait for you to show that. I need to see that up front, right? Just like anything else, a bank needs to see that you have the capability of paying back the money before they hand it to you. A job needs to see basically upfront that you know the requirements, that you have the skills before they hand you a job. I need to see upfront that you are going to appreciate the wonderful, beautiful creature that I am, because I am wonderfully made. I was not made by accident. My ability to give, even though I'm not being given, my ability to love, even when I'm not being loved, my ability to forgive, even when you won't forgive, my ability to trust, even when you have trust issues. I was not a mistake. I was not a mistake. I was wonderfully made. This is the characteristics and the personality God wanted me to have. So if I'm going to take all of this God-given personality, give it to give it to you and make you my king, you better be, as Beyonce said, you better get into your kingship and be a king already. So when you step to me, we can be kings and queens and dominate and dominate. Can you imagine all the things I've accomplished by myself? Imagine how much more I would have gotten if I was with a strong black, white, I don't care what kind of king you want to be. If I was with a strong king that each equally matched my queenship. Imagine where I would have been further in life had I had that. You understand? It's funny because when I think about my kid's dad, I didn't have my ability to work in this country, nothing. And he would never help me. But he complained about the fact that he was going at it alone. Dude, sometimes these men are afraid to make you step into your greatness, because when you do, you will realize that they ain't shit. You will realize, why am I with them? So he was afraid to let me step into my greatness, and he hindered me when he should have been uplifting me. Had he done that, instead of complaining about this pressures of being a single, of being a dad with one income, he could have helped me get where I am right now, and we would have dominated together. So I say this to say, I watched that video and I cried. I cried because I wish I had a man that knew his kingship. I wish I had a man that knew his worth. I wish I had a man that knew my worth, that knew my queenship, that knew my value, that knew where to place me in their lives. Because right now, the great that I am, I would have been greater. The wonder that I am, I would have been more amazing. Like, had he taken the time to really learn himself and know his worth, he could have actually put more worth and value on me. But they never, men, whether it's men or women, they will never be able to give you your worth, your value, your praise, if they don't know how to praise themselves. They don't know how to step into their worth. If they don't know how to step into their roles. I'm here hot. I'm sitting in my car. My kids are in the house. I can't even bother them. They're here social distancing and all sorts of virtual learning. But yeah, like, so that's my take on that video. I cried. That video meant so much to me. It also empowered me to know that I should just wait. I should wait for that person that shows me greatness and shouldn't accept anything else. You understand? I don't know anything about Beyonce's life. I don't know anything about her husband's life. All I know is what people have put out there. And what I always say is, you can talk all the crap you want about another person's life, about another person's decision. But when I look at those two people, Jay-Z and Beyonce, like I said, I don't know them, and I'm not gonna pretend like I do. When I see them, I see intelligence. You understand? I see intelligence because they were able to, despite whatever drama people were saying they have, don't know because I wasn't there. They saw greatness in each other, and despite whatever challenges they may have, they're still working together. They're still working together, black king and a black queen. And look at the family they are raising. Look at the family they're raising. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm sitting here like, damn, where's my black king already? Where's my, I don't care, honestly, I say black because just because, but I don't care what color. I don't care what color. You understand? I don't care what color, but what does hurt me is that I've been with these black men and they've done nothing but shit on me as a black woman. They've done nothing but stomp me in the ground as a black woman. Try to ruin my pride, ruin my ego, damage my security. And granted, this is called self-esteem. So it's I remember Cat Williams said something like that, and it was funny at the time. It's not funny actually, and it's not funny to me now. But he said it's called self-esteem. It's esteem of yourself. That is true. That is true. But let's not take away from the factor that there's so many things that can change how you feel about yourself, including another person's treatment of you. So granted, in a real world, it's my self-esteem. I should be able to check myself. But if you are making me feel like dirt, and if you're telling me every day that I'm dirt, and if you're treating me every day like crap, guess what I'm going to feel? Like I'm crap. Now, take that to your daughter. Try to treat your daughter like crap. Tell your daughter she's crap. And this is to anybody. I don't care who you are that say that saying and think it's cute. Tell that to your daughter. And tell her that every day. Tell that to your son every day and see the mentality they will grow up with. And then turn around and tell them that that's their self-esteem. They should have had a self-esteem of their self. No. We're all impacted by what people say and what people do and what you don't say and what you don't do. So I'm going to say this now. I'm praying to God, I will sit and wait for that king that is already in his kingship, that already knows his place value, that already knows how to treat a woman. So when I abdicate this role of king and queen of this beautiful castle that I built with these wonderful little princess and prince that I'm raising, you got to come correct. I'm no longer taking applications for people who do not meet the requirements for the job that I'm offering you. I'm offering you a lifetime of happiness with a person that is devoted, loyal, trustworthy, truthful. I don't mind being docile. I don't mind being all of that. But you got to earn it. You have to step into your role in order to appreciate mine. That's my thoughts on that. Drop a comment, leave a note, a video, whatever you want to leave. Just share.